Hello everyone, I am Ashvin Beetul. I will be presenting you on immersion. So let's start on the contents. Firstly, we'll see the introduction and then the definition of immersion, the concept of immersion, the benefits of immersion, challenges of immersion, conclusion, and references. As an introduction, here our context is STEM education. So based on literature review, it is noted that immersion in STEM education represents a transformative approach. It is engaging students deeply through interactive and realistic experiences, and it utilizes immersive technologies like virtual reality and augmented reality, that is AR and VR, and this method fosters enhance learning outcomes and prepares the students for real-world STEM challenges. So we start as for a definition of immersion. According to Agrawal, he said that immersion refers to the state of being deeply engaged and absorbed in an activity or environment, often to the point of losing awareness of the surroundings world. It is in fact also interesting to note that, as it is underlined here, deeply engaged and absorbed. As per ChatGPT 4.0, the terms engaged and absorbed both describe a state of focused attention, but they differ in intensity. For example, engaged, the definition of engage is to be actively involved or interested in something, and the intensity is moderate. But the definition of absorbed is being deeply immersed or fully occupied with something to the exclusion of other thoughts and other activities. And here for absorb, the intensity is high compared to moderate for engaged. So, in brief, um, engage is a lighter form of uh, involvement compared to the deeper, more intense focus implied by absorbed. As such, still by Agarwal, uh, based on the definition, he says that immersion is a kind of mental state. That's why even sensory simulation is not required to experience immersion. An example which he gave is that daydreaming can be an immersive experience. Here, the image that you can see is an image created using AI that was in Canva itself. So it is based on the definition of immersion. That is, immersion is a state of being deeply engaged and absorbed in an activity or here as in an environment, and thus losing awareness of the surrounding world. Um, Here in the context, that is, uh, of course, can be a different environment, yet that environment whether based on a real context or digitally created as a game environment or fiction, and thus whether it makes sense or not. Sometimes in some science fiction movies or in gaming, the environment can be very abstract. Sometimes it doesn't make sense at all. In fact, for some of them, they purposely make it extremely abstract to the point that it has nothing. Yet, there are some elements to showcase. And here, what we can see is that the person seems to having lost awareness of the real or surrounding world. So let's see the concept of immersion. Based on a review of some previous studies, there are two major perspectives on immersion, and that's according to Murray. Firstly, it's an individual psychological state that is, um, let's say, similar to a kind of an idea of involvement, and it is understood as the user's own psychological state when they are involved, absorbed, engaged, and engrossed. And then, secondly, it is an objective property of a technology. So, as a set of characteristics of that technology, or of a system, or of a platform, which can be objectively determined and quantified. So we may better understand from these two concepts, and still according to Murray, he says that immersion is a metaphor. So here the he says that metaphor, it comes from the feeling of being underwater. As per the first picture on the left hand side, uh, here we want a kind of psychologically immersed experience to feel like being in the ocean or a pool. Or in the second picture, we still want a kind of feeling of being immersed in the ocean. But here we are using the second concept of immersion. That is, we are using technology to feel that immersion. So the first one, the person is in the water herself, that is, the lady is the water. Second one, the child is using a VR headset and can be immersed in that ocean. Both of them are like seeing very close uh, fishes and whatever other elements, and in that ocean. And in fact, for both of them here in these two pictures, whenever a person is immersed in any of these two ways, he or she will not be thinking about any kind of personal situations, personal issues, or uh, what they have to do later, and such. But the person will be totally engrossed by that same environment. And as Murray highlighted, it is a completely different reality that fully captures our attention. And here that's for both cases as presented here through these pictures. Still on the concept of immersion, this one is an image created using AI, and it is done has been done from Canva itself. So the keywords I've used was feeling of being underwater in corporate shoot using a VR headset. That corporate shoot is just to stand out from the cliche of having a swimsuit, uh, whereby the person is in the ocean or a pool. So the benefits of immersion, according to systematic literature reviews, there are several benefits of using immersion in education, and that is for all levels and diverse fields. So the main benefits are there are engagement, satisfaction, interaction among students and also with teachers, improved science interest, as here our context is STEM education, and there are improved understanding, improved performance, and it is a fun learning experience, and they have much more greater motivation to learn. According to another systematic literature reviews, while 100% of some selected studies reported advantages when using technologies related to immersion in, of course, educational settings. Yet 15% of these selected studies reported some disadvantages or problems. And the main challenges noted are that both students and teachers have the tendency to use only technology, and thus they avoid books. And due to not many research and development made, they are poorly designed interfaces. We have noted also that the immersive devices, the prices are high, that is, they are expensive, and especially what is noted is that there are lots of cyber sickness cases as headache, dizziness, nausea, eye strain, and even hearing discomfort when the user would put uh, the volume too high. So that will be some hearing discomfort. And as a conclusion, um, we have seen the definition, which is in brief, it is a state of deep mental involvement in an environment, and as we can see the picture here, it indeed evokes excitement when we are in a immersed environment. And then we have seen also the concept, that is a psychological state, and second one, the objective property. In both cases, um, as we have seen from these pictures of two person immersed in ocean, so that was still very exciting for both cases. And we have seen also the benefits, that is from the benefits of using immersive technologies, we have enhanced learning outcomes. And as challenges, we have seen that the interface design, that is, in fact, poor uh, interface design. So that can be, in fact, a future research. And then the devices are expensive, and we have seen that there are several cases of cyber sickness. As per a recommendation of ANSYS, it is in fact recommended to take a rest. That is, take a rest between different immersive sessions, so that can in fact reduce the cyber sickness cases. So here by references, you can see the answers which I mentioned, and also the systematic literature reviews which are recommended, of course, to that you can go through them. And thank you very much for your attention.